What is up, folks? My name is Skunk Commentary, and I'm back today talking about some things in Overwatch that are, bugging me, to say the least. So today I'm just gonna talk about some of the things that I've encountered in Overwatch that I think they should switch up or change. This can be not the most angry skunk screaming about how much I hate Overwatch, because I really don't, but this is gonna be me pointing out some things that needs to change, that could change the game in a much better, just turn the game to a much better game. And the first thing I'm gonna talk about is if you watch creators like ML7, Bogur, and just a bunch of these other big Overwatch YouTubers. If you watch these bigger names, then you have already heard about the big cheating problem Overwatch currently has. And you most likely have ran into a cheater or two yourself. There's even, like, I don't know if they banned yet, but there's like this cheater on rank who is like top 500 and is spin botting, and Blizzard still hasn't banned him. And the problem with Overwatch right now is that there's a influx of cheaters since season 10 and 11. A bunch more cheaters, and they're everywhere. I've seen clips from a dear teammate of mine when he was playing some good old quick play with another one of our teammates. I couldn't play them, you know how it be sometimes, and I wish I had played with them, because they ran into an Ashe who was aimbotting, or at least had some wall hacks or something. And what we see with that is like how easy it is to encounter cheater, and how good some cheaters are at hiding their cheats, because there's a bunch of cheaters these days who are very good at hiding their cheats and not, spin botting. Like there's this, if you watch some of my older Overwatch vids, there's even clips of me encountering a spin botter, and the team just began helping him. And that's a problem with Overwatch as well these days. People are too focused on winning that they actually actively help cheaters instead of, going anti the cheater, or being like, yeah, you guys can win, we're not gonna try because we have a cheater. People who don't want the game to be ruined for everyone else. And these days, people are too sweaty to even notice the cheater. Even if it's a spin botter, they still help the cheater win, thus ruining the game for everyone. And the thing is with Overwatch that it has gotten so much sweatier since Overwatch 1, and that is because of the next thing I'm going to talk about. Now that we have my little cheater rant out, or actually before we go into this next point, I'm also going to talk about the Overwatch ban stuff. Because recently Overwatch decided to, if you get reported for saying words like fuck or shit, very common swear words. I say these all the time, every time I speak English at least, in my native tongue. If you're gonna say that word in Swedish, that exact word, it is more like, you're just gonna sound stupid. But shit is commonly used in like almost every language I know of, and or at least that if you say shit in Overwatch chat, you might get banned, which is like, and they're doing it in COD as well, which is even more stupid. Like, Blizzard, do you guys know what game Call of Duty is? There's a reason Modern Warfare 2 chats is a term. But anyhow, they are banning that instead of cheaters. What in the actual, can I say this now that I'm making a video? No, what? I'll say it even there. What in the actual fuck, Blizzard? That is yet another thing that needs to change. I think that profanity should be allowed in video games, because video games, you get heated up by it. You get a little bit sweaty, a little bit try-hardy with a bunch of videos, especially video games with strict skill-based matchmaking, which is my next point that I was gonna get to, but then I remembered of the dumb profanity system they have. But if you're playing a very sweaty try-hard game, dude, it should be fine to swear, or like, ah shit, my bad, if something doesn't go well. But since it is Blizzard and they function kinda similar to YouTube and Discord, I began swearing in Romanian instead, because not very many people speak Romanian in Overwatch. So instead of calling people you fuck or something like that, I say a rude thing in Romanian. That is my way of working around, and I think you all should pick that up as well. Jokes aside though, I think this is like just another one of the problems that Blizzard had their eyes focused on something completely different, something that makes them look good for, I think, advertisers and stuff. It was the same with YouTube when they were like, you guys shouldn't swear, and then all that. I don't know how much I can talk about YouTube in this video, since they are but next up we're gonna talk about skill-based matchmaking. So skill-based matchmaking, if it's really soft, like how games used to be, like Overwatch especially used to be, it is fine. Skill-based matchmaking used to be very fine. Like the level you perform at with your hidden MMR is the level you play at with people of similar MMR. But then came strict skill-based matchmaking in games like the later COD games, and Overwatch. And this stricter SBMM makes lobbies a lot sweatier, because they're basically trying to lump up people of the exact same skill rating, but not over your overall hidden MMR. No. Out of the like how it went last game. And Overwatch haven't really talked a lot about skill-based matchmaking. COD has done it, and they were like, no, ping is king, which is a complete fucking lie. I play both Call of Duty and Overwatch. You could classify me as a masochist, but in both these games there's strict SBMM, which makes the matches a whole lot sweatier and a whole lot try-hardier. Back in the games were more like arcade shooters, you know, something a little bit more silly, and everything was viable back in the day. You could go with whatever. Sure, some weapons or heroes are more powerful always, but everything worked. There were no real F-tier things. Now in Overwatch, they have enforced metas with F-tier and S-tier things, and the more sweaty the game, the more of these S-tier things will be used, and the less, well, attention the F-tier stuff gets, which is also bad balance and all of that, but it is also more of SBMM. And skill-based matchmaking, the reason they have it is that casuals and noobs will feel a lot better when they play, because they'll get matched with easier lobbies. Meanwhile, the living and breathing long-time player base just feel like shit because of it. And why do they cater to the noobs and the very, very casual players? To sell more skins, of course. What else would Blizzard be thinking about other than selling skins? And the thing is, the skill-based matchmaking, I don't know if they've softened it. I hope they have with every season, but they really need to soften it. Like a couple of days ago, me and a friend, we literally went on an 11 game lose streak because we did really good in one game. Like, I wouldn't say not champion or whatever that rank's called level, but really well. Like, I think I had like over 70 accuracy on Ana, and like same with Sleep Dart and everything. And then we just went on this gigantic mega lose streak because we did really well, and then they tried to push us down to where we really should be according to Blizzard's MMR rating. Next up, another thing I think is, this is already a controversial thing in Overwatch, but it's the shop. The good old shop. The most overpriced thing since... I don't even know what I'm gonna bring up because YouTube might ban me. Anyhow, the shop and its prices is not... The thing is, if you want to get something for free in the shop, you have to wait, I think it's like 4 seasons to get a legendary skin, which is, if you ask me, fucking insane. And it once again tells the free-to-play players that, hey, mate, you are not allowed to get that. Look it, unless you pay up. And free-to-play, I'm a free-to-play player. Only thing I've ever bought was that, what was it called again? Invasion bundle, and that was just to roast it. It was worth it, but when you play Overwatch, you're basically, if you get cash, or if you get in-game credits or cash or whatever it's called, you're basically forced to buy the battle pass because you just get so much more from it. And then we go back into the battle pass problem that I'm not gonna talk about, but yeah, the battle passes are also really bad. Like the last two have been insanely bad in my opinion, especially the one we have now, the Overwatch one. I don't like it at all. And the shop also refreshes every week or so, which creates even more FOMO. Only good thing they've done with the shop in the last year is that they brought back the Pink Mercy skin, and that you have to buy it for itself. And the Pink Mercy skin is the only charity skin, which feels a bit feels a bit weird with Blizzard doing it, because we all know that Blizzard and charity are two things that don't go together usually. Blizzard is like, if Sesevenin was in real life thing, John Doe would go after the Blizzard higher-ups for sure when it comes to greed. But anyhow, the shop is just it's just expensive as all hell and a lot of low effort skin. All the recolor skins are very low effort. It just slap on a different paint. A lot of these skins, I would be able to pay for them if they had custom effects and custom voice lines. Then I might have been tempted to buy them, but all of them are basically just recolors of the heroes. Some of them are better, some are worse, but a bunch of them are just not worth the money. I could buy an entire old Call of Duty game. I can buy Call of Duty World at War for the same price as a legendary skin. And I'm taking the Call of Duty World at War every day because that's actually a good game. Or I can buy the Resident Evil game you see me playing right now, Resident Evil Revelations. I can buy that for like, but I think it's like $10 even. So the price of an quote-unquote epic skin or a battle pass is for this entire game with, I think, average runtime of it of the main story is like 10 hours, unless you're like me and explores everything in the small, everything to extreme detail. But anyhow, that is also the thing with the shop and just modding gaming in general. Like, I think that everything is overpriced and it is low effort and extremely overpriced. My last thing I'm gonna just talk about, I guess, is that the balance team have too much prestige. I think in the last video I touched upon that they need like change Morgan and Kiriko because their designs are quite poor and that the reworks are all just I guess Farah's rework was like the best. But like, yeah, and it feels like the new characters that are problematic and the problematic results of the reworks, the new balance team, this is just a conspiracy theory by good old tinfoil hat skunk here. But I think that the new hero balance team have way too much prestige and therefore do not want to change their quote-unquote perfect characters, Morgan and Kiriko. Because let's all be honest here, Kirisuzu needs a rework. It is the most overtuned, powerful ability in the game, and I would be fine with them reworking Swift Step as well. I think both of those would be really nice to see reworked to make her more balanced. And then we have Morga, who just like make him into like some barrier tanks or make him something else, something that isn't this horribly designed. Because current design of Overwatch and the design philosophy I think they're going with, or they went with, they need to see that the design philosophy they went with making the characters pay to win did not work out well, and having like overtuned crazy kits does not work. At least it shouldn't be in a healthy. And I think that as it is right now, they don't do that because they're like, no, we are perfect. We're a perfect design team. Like sure, they've touched upon some topics and nerfed and all that, but I think the reworks are coming to the wrong characters. All Reaper needed was a buff. He does not need a rework. They did good by going over their ego for once and basically turning McCree or Cassidy or whatever you want to call them, taking back the flashbang basically. Yeah, they need to like drop all the prestige and go back to making more reworks to characters that actually are problematic. I think the rework for Brig back in the day when they turned her into like this new character was good. I think Brigitte is right now in a fine place, and I think they kind of like reworked her ult they did was good. I think the rework they did to Farah was alright. It wasn't needed, but it's alright. But besides that, there's been no good reworks. Or no really good rework. Like I said in the last episode of Skunk complaining about Overwatch, the problem still exists that the characters are just the same. There's no new way to think about them. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here. What do you think about all these topics I've touched upon and talked about? What do you think Blizzard needs to change? Do you have your own like topics or stuff you want to talk about? Or do you want me to talk about? Tell me down in the comments, and again, tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't, or what you agreed with, what you didn't agree with. Give me good reasons, not some troll comments. Let's all be civil about this. This is all just a video about my thoughts about the game. And yeah, tell me down in the comments what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike. You know that whole shit. And I'll see you in the next one. This is Commentary. Once again talking about the wrongs with Overwatch. But this time trying to actually be quite positive. And signing out. Take care folks, and bye bye.